You spoke too soon, Dave, or hello everybody. Welcome to Wild West Wednesday. Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello to Electric Dragon UK and Dave Orr and Rudy Riot 76, first time chat, very nice. Nicholas Patton, hello. The Deluxe Tux, hello. And anybody else, Cregan, good afternoon. Whoever, anybody else who's lurking in the chat, hello, welcome. I hope you're all doing well today and this week. It's time for some animating. That's what I've been doing every day for the last several weeks. And of course, I'm going to continue. A few days ago, finally finished Ben Jordan 2, plan to play the third game sometime later this week. Well, good. Ben Jordan 2 was like sort of a Western, I guess. It was kind of a proto Rosewater sort of thing happening. It definitely had the old West music whistly stuff happening, which we don't have in Rosewater, but anyway, so today's gonna be fun. Today's gonna be a new character. I just finished drawing his front view before stream, and now we're gonna do his side views and all this stuff. Hello, Rose played this. Welcome. It's been a while. Well, I mean, been a while since you've been on the stream. It's been only a week since I saw you. Anyway, so we're going to draw this gentleman here, who is sort of a stand-in for Edward Muybridge. He's basically a guy who's out taking pictures in the forest to rotoscope. So he's kind of a meta insert, if you will. But I have to draw his views and also his body language, so that's what I'm going to be working on for the stream today. So I've got his front view, and I did his legs, but his legs change because he puts his hands on his hips, so I obviously have different levels here of where he is, so, or where his legs are in comparison to how high the things on his legs are, I should say. So, yes. What program do you do your rotoscoping in? Photoshop CS2. I do not use anything fancy, just good old Photoshop CS2. Are you gonna draw the back view? I missed that important details. Yes. If I get to it, there is definitely a back view here. So, yes. Howdy, Pixie Cow. I feel like Ben Jordan would likely have fun if he had a case involving a literal ghost town from the Old West, especially if it involved riding a horse. Yeah, I mean, you know, Ben Jordan 2, the Lost Galleon of the Salton Sea, is pretty much as close as it came. There were no ghost towns, but I mean, there was a ghost ship. So that was something. I have Bailey's tonight. Nice. I hope you're feeling better. I know you weren't feeling great last week, Pixie Cow. But I guess if you have Bailey's, you probably do feel better, so. I have to approximate because I stupidly forgot to take a picture of myself in forward view, so I actually used just the regular. I did a Google image search for a guy in a suit. So that's what I used for the front view, because his front view is going to be seen for like a split second when he turns around. But I needed one because he does turn around, so. Anyway. You have chocolate wine. You know, I had some chocolate wine once and it was delicious. I should get more of that stuff. I had completely forgotten about it. And yes, chocolate wine does exist. Mostly better things. That's good. Might have it later. Might do it over the weekend. Good. Bourbon barrel wine is quickly becoming my favorite kind. Interesting. I kind of enjoy a small bit of dark chocolate when I'm drinking red wine. That's a nice combination, sure. You basically have the taste and alcohol of a teenager. Yeah, so do I. There's no shame in that. You like what you like. Life's too short to worry about what other people think about your taste. I like peanut butter whiskey, chocolate peanut butter whiskey, and I'm not ashamed of it. Exactly. Drink what you want. Anyway, life gets so much easier when you stop caring about what other people think about you. It's something that you need to learn about when you're a teenager, I think. Or later. Yeah, chocolate peanut butter whiskey. It's the one I have is I think it's it starts with a B. B-O Bodillon or something like that, or I forget what the brand is, but I know it starts with a B-O-T something. And it's really nice. Highly recommend it. Okay, so here we go. This is what I was thinking was going to happen. And that's fine. So we just get rid of this here. And do a little bit of recoloring. Jiggery pokery. If that's even a word. I believe it is. Glad I'm not a teenager anymore. I was such an asshole. Weren't we all? I think pretty much. It's safe to say pretty much everybody's an asshole when they're a teenager. It's kind of part of the package. I don't intend to drink beer or wine unless I'm already quite drunk. Thereafter, I will drink pretty much anything. So what do you drink to get drunk? Spirits? In a lot of ways, it's like being a 3-year-old all over again, but in others, it's very much like being an adult. I think, yeah, the thing about being a teenager is I think the main thing that everyone is striving for is just acceptance, which is understandable. I mean, everybody wants to fit in and be part of a group. But then that leads to being worried about what people think about you, and that can spiral. Bailey's, vodka and Coke, and sweet fruity cocktails. Alright. Now you're talking, Pixie Cow. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I kind of imagine this character voiced by the same guy who did the Prospector from Ben Jordan 2 for some reason. Oh dear. Well, unfortunately, the guy who did the voice of the Prospector in Ben Jordan 2, Shane Stevens, is no longer with us. You might have known him as Proximax, and he very unfortunately passed away from cancer a few years ago. This guy is actually voiced by Bill Ratner, who, if you played King's Quest VI, he was the voice of the narrator. And he plays this character. You still worry about what people think of you in your late 30s? You shouldn't. Who cares? You might actually drink at Adventure X this year, just be warned. You mean you didn't before? I mean, that sounds bad. Like, I don't mean it to sound like, what? I thought you were drunk. But, okay. You know, Adventure X, the years that it was at the British Library, when we would go to that place for the after party, they had a really fruity blue drink called the Miami Vibes that anytime I would get it, people were like, what is that? Because it was blue. It was pretty good. I see. You haven't played any of the King's Quest games? Okay, well. Yeah, Bill Ratner, great voice, great narrator, cool guy, funny guy, very funny guy. But yeah, he voices this character. So, and he did a really funny job of it too. He voiced him like an old creep, because he kind of is an old creep. I mean, the character, not Bill Ratner. Bill Ratner's very nice, as I said. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. I'm just laughing at the you have a fun time ahead of you playing the King's Quest games. You do, some more than others. If you decide to play the King's Quest games, that is. How are we doing on him? Okay, we've got his front bits, but now I need to do his collar and his tie, which are going to be covered up mostly by his beard, but we got to do them anyway because that's how it goes. Also, I didn't wear a tie, but it's easy to fake one. And I'm going to go ahead and push that down. Oops. Oops. Double whoops. Okay. I'll go ahead and make the tie fully pushed in here because it's pretty much what it would look like anyway. Alright, and now for the head. New layer for the head because the head is going to be a separate layer. I might, if they aren't so expensive and I have the money for them. Well, you know, GOG.com sells them as a bundle, and I think they go on sale pretty frequently for pretty cheap, so you might check them out on GOG.com. Alright. Let's get some consistency here. Oh, Pixie Cow just said the same thing. There you go. Now I have the mental image of faking a tie with a large sock. I guess you could do that. I mean, I have plenty of ties, I just didn't feel like wearing one. It was bad enough I had to dig a suit out of the closet and, like, put it on. I have a wedding to go to in a few weeks, so that was also a preemptive, like, do my pants still fit test, and luckily they do. I hate ties. I like ties, I just, you know, for rotoscoping purposes, it's... If I gotta put one on, I prefer to wear it for a long time, not just the time I'm rotoscoping. I feel like I should do this just to distinguish. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this because that's too much. It's fine. Could never get around to how to put them on. Oh well, you know, if a simple knot's pretty easy, just look it up on YouTube. I found a very cool tie knot for weddings. Let me see. Okay. I'll have a look. Meanwhile, see, the fun part about characters with giant beards is that I should do the hair first. So the hair is going to come out of here and cover up all of this. So he pretty much just does that. And he's also got his hair sticking out this way, so I'll do that. And his beard come down to about here, so I'll do that there. Do that and ooh, okay, there we go. I should probably, before I paint bucket, let me do a little space here for his mouth. There we go. There we go. We had to wear them at school, so I got very used to doing them. My dad taught me how to do a full Windsor knot when I was about 11, needed to wear a tie for school, and I never forgot. Plus, the Windsor is self-releasing, so it's always a great moment after the wedding or funeral to be able to just take the tie off and just pull this tie straight. Yeah, I like... These are my faves. Okay, I'll have to look at those. It looks like... It looked like the board. You mean the beard? Oh, wow, look at that! I've never seen that one before. That's cool. It's like a triple propeller knot. That's too fancy for me. I don't know how to do that. And he'd sound muffled. Yeah. My bird is too big. Actually, what I can do is I can just take... See, this is the advantage of painting something already, is I just do this and put his beard, or put his mouth here. There. Let's go ahead and give him his beard. Beard shading, my favorite. Okay, there we go. Fix this a little bit here. Make the mustache a little bit more pronounced. There. I like it when we can distinguish the mustache from the rest of the beard. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, and then there we go. Alright, and now same thing with the eyes, because I already did his eyes, so just one eye there. One eye there. And another eye over here. But the other way, but also this way, so that it doesn't look like he's cross-eyed. And then over here, but also cut off because that's how faces work. Yeah, let's do this. One pixel over here. One bit over there, because why not? A little bit of artistic license here. Let's make his face a little bit wider, so that. Oops, hold on. Before I do that, It's this layer that I... Whoa, nope, stop. Stop. Okay, so rather than this happening, let's do this. Let's have his beard come up like that, so then I can have his eye be actually there. And then it's not quite so cut off. Okay, that's better. And now for his nose, which I've already established here, but let's go ahead and do that there. Do a bigger nose there. Give him his nose there, and then we'll have that there, this here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, no, hold on. Actually, there, flatten that. He doesn't need to have that there. Let's stop it there. There we go. And there. And that should be okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's good. Except he needs a little bit more nose definition. That should do. Yeah, that should be fine. That's a decent nose shape, I think. Alright, and then more hat here. Boom, boom. Okay. Let's see how that looks from far away. Oh, his head kind of comes out of nowhere. He doesn't have much of a neck happening here, so I guess we need to give him some more beard down here. There. Also, I think the hat could definitely use a little bit more of, at least back here, I think the hat needs a little defining thing just to show that it separates. Because otherwise it just looks like a big blob. There. That's good. The brim, the rim of the brim should be white, I think. Or not white, but lighter. There we go. That's better. And then of course up here too. I guess I should do the same. Oops. Minimize that. Here. Do the same here. Although, like I say, you're only going to see this for a split second, if at all, so there's really not much point, but whatever. Consistency is consistency. Alright, I'm gonna make some adjustments to his face here because I don't like how the beard comes in like that. Let's do this. No, that's too thick. Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess I can add a thing there. Maybe not. No. That's okay, I think. There we go. That works for me. Okay, I think that works. And then, of course, he's headless. Which means that I need to adjust his body to... Oh, what happened there? I need to adjust his body so that it doesn't look like that. There. Okay. What's happening here? This reminds me of a video where YouTuber and Jimmy Fallon had a battle of knot ties. Interesting. Jimmy Kimmel. I wonder if hats for men will ever go back into fashion. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of wish they would. I like hats. I have a bunch of hats, as is obvious. Not that I ever wear. This is one of those like top hats that you get at the costume store for like $10, so it's not like an actual top hat. But yeah, I don't know. I think hats are due for a comeback. We've brought back adventure games. Why not hats for men? Also, let me shape this a little bit more, because I kind of want his weird beard thing to come out a little more like that. There we go. Or even for women, like for normal, not Instagram people. Yes. I mean, I wouldn't wear it out in public, even if most people didn't know the difference. It's not very good quality. It's obviously just a costume hat. So if I went to like a fancy thing and I wore that, I'd probably be laughed out of the location. Alright, let me save this as a standing view. I have a few things to save. Save that as diag front. And then I have to save his body under speaking, because he needs a speaking folder for both his body and his head. Body and head. So for body, we've got diag front. Diag front, not diag runt. And then for his head, we've got talk 1. Animate his talk view later. Go ahead and do normal, because I don't remember if he has facial expressions or if he needs facial expressions, but just in case. Never hurts to have an extra folder. Alright. I don't know why, but you made me imagine a point-and-click game made up about a guy who goes on a modern-day journey to find the perfect hat that leads him to deal with alien invasions, the undead, and a cat who keeps stealing stuff from him every once in a while. That's a very specific... it's very specific. Women can wear one of those tiny little hats with the lace veil attached to it like it's a costume party. Yes. Sure. There's lots of cool women's hats from history. Alright, so this, now we'll do his side view. This is a reach animation, but I like to save time. If I'm going to do an animation, I'd rather just take a video of the whole thing rather than take a pic. Normally I just like take a picture of myself or whoever's modeling in the different standing poses, but if I'm gonna do an animation, I just go ahead and do the whole video first, because then that way I don't have to worry about resizing and making sure it's all in the same place and all that crap. So that's what I'm doing here. And I want to get the standing views first, so I can go ahead and import them first and just have a working character before worrying about all of the animations. My mind can come up with stuff like that every once in a while, and all of this is just because you mentioned a hat. Well, that's good. That's good creativity. That's, you know... I'm very impressed at your ability to do that. It's very cool. Also, let's check something here. Right. As I suspected, there is not much movement here, so I can go ahead and do this and paste this here, and then just draw the pants when on the frame where there's no blockage by the hand, and then just go ahead and paste it on all the frames. Hey Chris Gwydden, hello, welcome. So I've got a little bit of fun news. I've tweeted about a couple of podcasts I was on this week, but as I said, when it rains it pours, because this Sunday at 8 p.m. British time, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be interviewed by Cressup on her stream about the game and just stuff in general. So mark your calendars. This Sunday, May 21st, I will be speaking to Cressup about Rosewater. Finally. We've sort of had a tentative, let me be on your show, come on my show, let me be on your show, back and forth the past few months, and I'm like, well, now's the time, let's do it. So now is in fact the time. Excuse me. I hope I remember to save this, just in case. Let me remember to save it now. Alright, new layer. Let's get those hands on him. Are you going to do anything for Adventure Jam? It starts the day after my birthday. Well, happy early birthday, as Rudy Riot says. No, I'm not going to do anything for Adventure Jam. I do not have time to do anything for Adventure Jam. Not only because I have plenty of work to do on Rosewater, but I'm also going to be traveling the first 2 weekends in June, so I don't really have... I think it ends like right around the time I'm gonna be out of town, so yeah. Maybe next year. Fingers crossed. I mean, not fingers crossed. Next year at Adventure Jam time, I'll definitely be done with Rosewater, so I'll have time to. Maybe by then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll do something. So we'll see. Lamplight City 2 is an 8-minute long one-room jam game. No, I got an idea for a jam game a couple of years ago that I wanted to do, but then I didn't have time to do it, so maybe I'll just do that again. Hydrate and posture check. Thank you, Deedman Dragon. Posture check. In fact, I have been sitting up mostly straight for a change, and I will hydrate. Thank you. Oops. Let me zoom in on this just so I get the pixels on the right place. There. And we can have a little hint of green, even though it's probably going to get covered up mostly by the beard, but why not? Okay, so, right, let me adjust this so that it's shaded correctly. Excuse me. Okay. And then we do the head. Hooray. But first the hat. Because the hat's always the most important part. And that's the back of my hair. So, you gotta distinguish the hat from the hair. Alright. And following the tradition here, let's go ahead and do a highlight on the rim, brim. The rim of the brim. There. I must have a pretty nice costume closet. I actually have 2 costume bags in one of my closets. And this hat is in one of those bags. No, I don't like that. How does the shape? The shape is pretty much just, yeah, like a, there. There we go. Alright, and now for the hair. Best part. The hair is covering up all of this, and pretty much all of this. So. And the beard goes down to roughly there. There we go. Yeah, so see, I was right. The whole tie, the tie got covered by the beard, but whatever, it's fine. It's all fine. Gotta put it in there just in case. Gotta be prepared. This guy reminds me of, he's like an older version of one of the cafe patrons in Lamplight City. Because he also was wearing a top hat. Let's go find him. Poe Dickens. Here we go. Backgrounds. Coffee house. Oh, patrons are not there. Patrons must be in characters. Coffee house. There we go. Patrons. Poor man. Nope. Hat guy. Hat guy. There he is. Yeah, there we go. See, he kind of looks like this guy, like hat guy. Maybe that is him. No, it's not him. He also looks like Dreamfinder from Journey into Imagination. Oh yeah, yeah. He kind of does now you mention it, except Dreamfinder had a brown beard. But yes. Do you impose any palette limitations on this game? No, I don't. I don't, but I like to work more or less with the same palettes. Not going too crazy. With too much variety. Man, I loved Journey into Imagination as a kid. I guess that's probably what, like the closest thing to steampunk that I liked as a kid, because I loved his airship thing and I wanted one. I wanted to make my own. I wanted to like sew together a bunch of balloons, or a bunch of fabric to make like a balloon to lift my sofa up out of the living room. Hat guy. Yeah, my naming conventions aren't always the most creative, as you can see from my file names. If he's wearing a hat, he's hat guy. No need to be more complicated than that. See, like right here, this is pretty much not a whole lot I need to do here, because he's pretty much just here. Good thing I didn't just flood the whole canvas with that. Alright, so there's his side view. Easy enough. I don't like that dent in his beard though. It's a little better, I guess. Alright, well, side view it is. Okay, we save that as Treadway Reach for now. And now we'll do his diagonal back view. Ads are so ridiculous now. What did you get an ad for? I've seen some pretty ridiculous ones on Twitch myself, so I'm just curious what you've been subjected to. It just took a long time because I had a network blip, I see. I've seen Amazon fire up 6 or 7 ads in a row on Twitch before now. Wow, that's a lot. Doesn't Amazon own Twitch? I guess it makes sense that they would advertise on it if they own it. Right, I thought so. I got an ad asking me if I like buzzing mosquitoes in my ear, and then played buzzing mosquitoes in my ear. Okay, that's weird. Felt like you were watching college football. Oops. Oh, Photoshop is doing its thing where it's taking forever when I click on things to actually do things. That's always fun. Yeah, the lack of variety in ads is annoying. But you know what? Those ads give me money every now and then. So, yay, capitalism. I don't know how I used to watch cable TV and see 9 minutes of ads every half hour. Yeah, I know. Well, that was the time you could get up and go, like, get a sandwich or something. Yay to being able to the bills. I don't make enough money off of Twitch to pay any bills, believe me. Maybe like one grocery order, if I'm lucky. Yeah, that's terrible. That sounds really bad. I just needed to figure out if that was the correct placement here. Better than a kick in the teeth, I suppose so. No one wants a kick in the teeth. I don't think. I mean, some people might want a kick in the teeth. Who am I to judge? Oh, thank you, Slacks, for the gift subscription to Deavor and to Deluxe Tux. Very kind, very kind. Oh, another one. Chris Gwynn gets a subscription too, and you get a subscription, and you get a subscription, and you get a subscription. Now you can use all the fun little emotes. You need to redo your sub animation now that the animation pass is finished. Ah, yes, yes. That's always fun. Rose played this, has subscribed with Prime. Thank you. Alright, I think, well, keep that. But then also, since you have a Prime sub, isn't someone around here from Newcastle, UK? I don't know. Oh, a hype train is close. There could be a hype train if there's bits or other things. I should get stickers like Decaf Jedi does. I should get funny stickers with sound effects like Decaf Jedi's got, but that's too much work. Also, I'm gonna do, instead of highlights, I'm gonna do shadows, because why not? There we go. Depth. Take that. There we go. I thought you meant physical stickers. No, the stickers that are on the digital stickers on stream. Ooh, the girl who bullied me at school was from Newcastle, so I kind of boycotted the city. Well, that's a shame that you got bullied by a girl from Newcastle, but it seems a bit extreme to boycott a whole city because of it. When I still drank beer, I was a fan of Newcastle Brown Ale. Or Nuki Brown, as they used to call it. You're a good man, Nuki Brown. What the heck is a digital sticker on stream? Ask Decaf Jedi. And they've messed it up? Oh, that's a shame. I haven't had it in a while, so I couldn't tell you. But that's never fun when they mess with a recipe and they change it around and it doesn't taste the same. Oops. What didn't I connect up there? Probably here. Yep, that's what it was. Alright. Yep. Nope. Maybe not. Let's not do that. Never mind. They messed up Dinty Moore beef stew several years ago. Oh dear. My favorite beer has become this local Fig Double from brewery Havana. Huh. I've just slowly gotten to the point where I only drink IPAs. I don't like IPAs. They're too hoppy. I can't stand them. I really don't like bitter beer. I like a nice sweet drink, like cider. Nice sweet cider. Not dry at all. Angry Orchard all the way. And if it's a beer, I like sours. I had a really good banana sour. It tasted like juice. Probably very dangerous. You prefer dry ciders? Yeah, no, I like sweet ciders. The sweeter the better. Same with wine. I like sweet wine. I just like candy. I'm really just a child at heart who likes his candy. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I guess I'll do the brim rim here. It's about where it needs to be. Sour beers are yum. Sweet wine can get sickeningly sweet, though. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't like sickeningly sweet. Like, just sweet enough that it's not overpoweringly so. How are the felines doing? They're good. They're good, as usual. They're cats. What does breakfast look like for you? Breakfast usually is a bowl of cereal, followed by some coffee. So, yes. But before you ask, I don't have sugary kids cereal, despite what I've just said. I do limit myself in my sugar intake. I don't have, I don't normally have, like, you know, Lucky Charms or anything like that. I did for a while during the height of lockdown and stuff, because I guess I needed some comfort food from childhood, but overall I just have like Special K. It's my go-to cereal. Raisin Bran Crunch is amazingly dessertish. The problem with Raisin Bran... Okay, I like bran. I like regular bran. But the problem with Raisin Bran is that they put so much sugar, they coat the raisins in sugar. And I'm not a huge fan of raisins to begin with, but I especially don't like sweetened, sugar-coated raisins. So if you have Raisin Bran, it's like, yeah, it's basically dessert. Lockdown, the time of peace and quiet. Yeah. Sure. And loneliness. Trying to think what my childhood comfort food would be. Probably that awful flavor blasted goldfish. I see. For me, it was Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those were the two cereals that I definitely ate a lot of during the early days of COVID. And then there was that whole thing on Twitter of the guy who found the shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and that kind of put me off for a while. But that was weird. My childhood comfort food is ice cream sandwiches. Yeah, those are pretty good. Those are good. Alright, Alright, let's have a look. See here. That should be okay, I think. Although maybe I'll go ahead and lower this a little bit. Nah, you know what? It's fine. Most of the time he's not even going to be seen like this, so it's all good. Oh look, I forgot one pixel on his butt. The one missing butt pixel. Alright. So we'll save this. Oops. Diag back. Okay. We also save as Treadway camera because that's where we go. Alright, so now that I've got my views, let's go to AGS and put him in AGS. Shrimp Tails, those are supposed to be part of the process. That dude was married to the actress who played Topanga on Boy Meets World. Yes, that's right. Problem with eating comfort food is that I have to be... oh no, the AGS logo is covering your message. It's okay. The Adventure Game Studio splash screen is on my second monitor because I was clicking on it. There we go. Problem with eating comfort food is that I have to be down, but not down enough that I go to the grocery store. I see. Excuse me. Alright. So as long as I'm here in AGS, I should import the sprites that I did before stream today and add them. And I have to add a new view to a character because she has body language now, which she didn't before, and now she does. So let's go to my sprites and my characters and my Act 2 encounters. Speaking, body, here we go. Read mind. Very specific body language, but it works. It's more interesting than hand hips, I suppose. Mind read. Read mind. Whatever. Okay. And now let's add a view. Vignettes, gamble stand. Okay, now let's change it to Tisha BL. And her body is 4, so we'll go ahead and make it put it under 4 because she's only got the one body language, so no sense complicating things. I'm really not a fan of this color muting thing that Photoshop and ImageReady seem to be doing, but whatever. Hopefully no one will notice. Treadway. So Treadway has speaking, body, head, but for right now he's just got his got his views, so I'll do that. Okay, there he is. And now let's go down to photographer, photog stand. That's a hell of a name for a view. Characters, Act 2 encounters, Treadway. Let's do his front view. Left view. Thankfully this guy does not have a walk cycle. I was smart, and I made him not need one. That's always a relief. Up right. Down left. Right, and up left. Which he doesn't really need either, but whatever. Alright, now we save, and we wait for the sprite file to rebuild. Speaking of Topanga's actress, she and the actor for Harvey Kinkle from Sabrina the Teenage Witch starred in a movie where a game console had the power to end somebody's life if they die in the game. Interesting. That sounds like the kind of movie that has a really dumb pun title, like Game Over or Perma-Death or something like that. What was the name of the movie? Maybe I can look it up while I'm waiting for the thing to load. Let's have a look. Danielle Fishel. There we go. Oh my god, it's a scary picture of her. Filmography. Gamebox 1.0. Is that it? Yes. Yes, it is. – 2004. Wow. Charlie Colburn is a video game tester with a troubled past. I wonder what that troubled past could be. Wow. They filmed it mostly on green screen. Rick Bentley reviewed Gamebox 1.0 for the Fresno Bee, rating it a D+, and stating, "There are only 2 words to describe the lousy graphics, bad acting, and stupid story in Gamebox 1.0. Game over." Okay, well, clearly wasn't well received. But I could have told you that. Still saving the sprites. Not gonna lie, I feel let down by the name. Not nearly B-movie enough, yeah. I saw the movie a long time ago. He loses his girlfriend, wife, cannot remember which, due to a corrupt cop. Your Oscars in another castle. Nice. Oops. Oh, it finished. Good. Alright, let's go ahead and test how it looks. I mean, I know how it's gonna look because I know where it goes, but let's go ahead and test anyway. He's just gonna be standing there looking forward now. So it's gonna look stupid, but I don't care. Also, I'm going to sneeze, so I'm going to mute. Ooh. Excuse me. Loading. I don't actually know why I'm testing this because, like I said, it's... Wait, no, that was the wrong thing. Whoopsie. Oh well, it's fine. I just loaded the one that I've been testing out of habit. Let's do that again. There we go. Yep, there he is. Just standing there, like a goof. And there's his head all the way up there. Which I have not done the thing for. But, yes, this is what I was working on Frontier Friday. If you were here for Frontier Friday, I was adding the wagon and all this stuff to the scene. So this is the character that is in this scene. But he also needs his tripod, so I need to do his tripod next. So let's go ahead and do that, because that is an important aspect of this scene, is his tripod. So let's go ahead and do a new layer here, and we'll do a pixel tripod, and I have to sort of eyeball it because, yeah. Where's the edge of his tripod? I guess it's over there. You can't really... I placed it at an angle so that it's really... You can only really see part of it, but whatever. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do the two-tone brown for this to make it stand out a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do the two-tone brown from the gun. I wonder if an astronomer is in this game. No, there are no astronomers in this game. There's a constellation identifying mini game, so maybe that counts, but there's not like a dedicated astronomer. I think that's it over there. Is it? Yes. Yeah, that's right. Let's get rid of you. There we go. Will this actually work? Yes, it did. How nice. An astronomer is you. The constellation puzzle in Oneria Crimes was the hardest puzzle in that game. I didn't know there was one. I've never played that game. I asked because I remember how learning astronomy can help pinpoint where you are and where you want to go if you know where the stars are positioned. Yes, well, one of the companions is a tracker. And so if you have a good relationship with her, there's a little companion excursion where she teaches you how to navigate using the stars. So there's that. Hope that's not too much of a spoiler, but that is a thing that is in the game. Alright, let me adjust the brightness and contrast here so I can see where the third bit of this tripod is. Aha! It's... wait, hold on. Yeah, I guess it's down this way, isn't it? I'll certainly make it that way. Well, no, this is just the thing, but the... the actual third leg is over here. So it's just gonna look like this one is thicker. But whatever, I don't care. Alright. Alright, so we'll just do this here. Yes, Deluxe Tux, that is correct. That is in fact the companion who I was referring to. It's all starting to make sense and come together, isn't it? Perhaps. Yeah, I guess I can do the... No, that's not what I wanted, but fine, it worked anyway. Alright, so this is going to be fun because now I get to look up a camera. A 19th century steampunk camera. For reference. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. Okay. So it's basically a box on which there is a thing. Okay. Yeah. So I want the angle to be... Here we go. This is what I want. This is exactly what I want. Oh, goody. Good, good, good. Copy image. Yes, copy image, please. And now we will paste this here. And I will take this one and crop it. Right, I think that's about right, because then he's gonna look at it here, but then I need to place it so that it's in the right spot, of course. Put it up here. And there we go. Alright, so it should be there. Right? Okay. And not visible there. Is this just moving Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so that's fine. We don't want it there. We do want it here. And I guess down here. Right, okay. So, change this. Oops, wrong there. There we go. Alright, cool. Now, this again. Alright, close that up because we don't need that anymore. And then rid of this because we don't need this anymore. And now we do the camera, which is just a box. With some fancy things on it. Okay. Let's get some gold buckles on this thing. Alright, that's going to be interesting. But first, let's do this. Okay, and also this. There we go. And now. There. Let's go ahead and do that. Better. Alright, cool. So that'll be his camera. So I have to make sure that I pose the sprite in the same, line it up with the camera, which is fine. Anyway, alright, so let me save that. Okay. Excuse me. I can get rid of that for sure. Okay. And really, I mean, I can keep this here, but basically this whole thing is now just him bending over and then looking up. So, let's see. It's 2:43, 2:44. I've been streaming for about an hour and 37 minutes. I'm starting to get kind of hungry, so I might just call the stream here. You know what? Let me go ahead and animate this because this is pretty easy. In fact, it's very easy. So I'll just animate him reaching, and then I'll call it a stream after that. Let's get all of this. At least so I get one of his animations done on stream. Juan Van is now following. Thank you for the follow. I think that's your name. Juan Van, yes. That's you. When I look in the users in chat, there's 22 people, but it says I only have 12 viewers. I wonder why that is. Oh well, doesn't matter. Alright, so this is not... It's really not, oops. Different enough that I should care about this. So I'm gonna do this right now. And just paste this in here. Get rid of you right now. Paste this. Apparently I now have 697 followers. How did that happen? I'm getting so close to 1,000 followers on Twitch. Wow. What happens? Do I get a prize when that happens? Let's see here. Alright. You get a congratulations for reaching an arbitrary power of 10 trophy. Good to know. Oops. It's a trophy that says you shouldn't care about this crap, it's not important. And then someone comes and slaps you in the face. Oopsie. That's right, everyone knows the real electronic milestone is actually 1024. Is that right? Look at that slight hand movement. Alright, let me get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. So it's only 4 frames. $1024 or 2 to 10 is the amount of bits actually stored in a kilobyte, which is usually simplified to 1000. I see. Okay. Well, thank you for that explanation. It's 99.99 because that's the damage cap in old RPGs. Okay. It's always so hard to be pixel precise here. But it's fine. I'll get it eventually. Here you go, Sonny. Have a Werther's original. That's what this guy's handing over. He's not really handing over a Werther's original. But what if he was? I ask you. I'm just making myself laugh at the idea of this guy handing you a Werther's original. Oh my god. I prefer 65536 or 2 up, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. The display cap, but not always the damage cap. Or one less than the largest known Fermat Prime. 1134206 because it spells go to hell upside down on a calculator. Endless entertainment to 9-year-old me. Man, it's crazy how many steps there are to dismiss your own ass, because in San Fran, when simply not showing up accomplishes the same. Oh, your own ass case in San Fran, when simply not showing up accomplishes the same thing. Okay. Dismiss your own ass case. That's how I read that, by the way. Whoa. May cause strobing. Strobe warning. And that did not work. That also did not work. It's too high. It's too damn high, just like the rent. There we go. That's better. Someone has felt like an ass in this case, for sure. Well, are you talking about your itch case? The case of the itchy ass? Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, now. Let's see here. And that's the wrong color. Alright, that's fine. Here, take your Werther's original, kid. Get out of here. Hello, Avi David SD. Been a while. How are you? I'm well. Where is the game standing? Finishing stages? Well, I am in the process of getting all of the non-playable characters animated and in the game. So yes, hopefully there's the very big light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully the game will be out. Well, more than hopefully. Game will be out later this year. So yes. So let's go ahead and export this. Oh, and it's 3:02. So as soon as I export this, I will call it a stream. I don't remember if I saved this or not, but I'll save it when I close it. Reach. Okay. I guess I did save it. I hope I saved it anyway. Alright, anyway, thank you all for coming. I will see you next time for Wild West Wednesday. If you are around this weekend, make sure to tune in on Sunday the 21st for my interview with Cressup. That is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK time, or not 5 p.m. What am I talking about? 8 p.m. UK time. It's a 5-hour time difference. So yeah, see you next time. Oh wait, actually, before we go, let's see if anyone is streaming that I can raid. Let's find out who is streaming. Ikifu is streaming. Let's see, he's playing Breath of the Wild. Let's go raid Ikifu. Raid Icky Fool. This channel is intended for mature audiences. Well, we're mature audiences, right? I guess. Maybe. Wild breathing in Breath of the Wild. Anyway, we shall raid. Goodbye.